Black Lives Matter. Father's Day. What else we got? Solstice. Juneteenth. What a concept. We got so much going on right now. And I think it's really time that in the process of our protesting, we also have to start really honestly thinking about what now? What do we need to do now? Where do we go from here? How do we make this experience, this year, this moment better? How do I help? What can we do? I think this is about fair enough time for us to think about black fathers and Father's Day. We've got all the running jokes about how, on Mother's Day you go all out and you make sure that you get all of those things for mom, and well, Father's Day was always a day where fathers, knew that, as long as mom is happy, then I'm okay, kind of thing. And then there's the cultural stigma, folklore, and stereotypes of black life and the black lives, and how we've not been the pinnacle of respectful between the genders as of late. We've gone pretty much awry from the early 60s to today. And here we are today trying to fix all of that. And I think in a lot of cases we're going to have to be real about the need for us to fix ourselves as black people, because black men matter as well as Black Lives Matter. And while there's a lot of beef within our own selves and our own culture, there's black men and there's black women, and then there's LBGTQ and heterosexuals, then there's Christians and there's hoteps, and there's all these different things, and in between all of that there's always this pinnacle of black men. And for white folks, they all have an image of that toxic masculine white male. Everybody's been fighting against that image since our forefathers created it. And yet here we are in our newfound freedom, and still we haven't freed this black men, this black male image, this thing. We've made fetishes out of it, out of fear. Black men were lynched for looking at black women. Now black women look at black men for big black penis. We've got black men that have had a generational habit of stick and move due to our conditioning through our welfare systems and our culture at the time. And feminism wasn't a bad thing, totally, but it wasn't a great thing for black men. And therein lies where we lost a lot of things, because while we have our black women, asking the question of where are our men, where are our leaders, where are our warriors, where are our protectors, where are that, we lose sight of the mere fact that we lost a lot of that in the process of the whole feminist movement. Not because it was an intentional thing to damage the black folks, but it helped white women a whole lot better than it helped black women. And the proof is in where we stand today. Still trying to figure out how we got so bad that we are now registered as the lowest population of race of people that are conditioned to having stable partnerships, whereas right at the beginning of the early 60s we were the best of every race. And so freedom came with a lot of spoils, and where we are right now is we're at Father's Day, we're at Black Lives Matter, we're at the solstice, we're at COVID-19, we're at the point where 2020 has offered humans as we know them the best opportunity to fix a whole lot of what's been broken for thousands of years. And yet we all personally have a responsibility. Men, black men, I know it's been a whole lot easy for us to just basically assume that everyone's going to always make us the big black bad guy, but we got to get up off of that. We got to stop thinking that even if we haven't been the best at what we have, we always have a moment in time to do better, and we need to do better. We don't need to be defenders and this, that, and the other. Then we need to be partners. We need to understand that we cannot keep creating new generations of lost children that can't really understand the meaning of parents' days, like Mother's Days or Father's Days, because we're in a new era. It takes a village. Therefore, a village should be a village of mothers and fathers. A community should be a community of mothers and fathers. A country should be a country of mothers and fathers. And we should be respectful in the mere fact that we all have our duty to make sure that we create better Americans, so that America can be better than great. It could be awesome. Because everyone is looking at how we do what we do right now. And we're so busy looking at each other, we don't notice what's going around in the world. But let's get back to Father's Day. A man is a man when he can understand the perils of life without being destroyed. There's a difference between a man and a gentleman. So they say. We can be gentlemanly. We can be manly. But there's a big hurdle that we've got in our black community. And that's that LBGTQIA. Not because we're homophobic, but because it's not our fault. And I'm going to use this example. This example is something that right now is on the concerns of all people about black men and why they matter. The prison system. The prison system is the only environment where alternative sexual nature of black men is not demasculating. And yet, we have not in our communities been allowed to find a better manner of society and a respect in our unique genders and whatnot, due to the mere fact that black people have been conditioned into being very morally conservative of sorts. You know, the Lord, this Bible, this didn't say this, all this other stuff like that. We want to predict, we want to say it's not in the Bible, it's not this, that, and this. This is today. We are writing a new Bible every day that we live, and right now we live in a state of disarray because black men have not been liberated, because we still have these pockets of idiocies and idiocracies and oxymorons and hypocritical things and fear. I've known some black dominant transsexual men who are fathers, who has a story that can't be told in the same manner as all Black Lives Matter, because we still see the demasculated image in black men in a manner that gains even less respect. And for that reason, we have to understand that as black men, as black people, as fathers, all children, all black children matter. When they grow up, any sexuality or anything else that they need or they choose is not our business. They still matter. And we as black people in our community need to figure out how we can get up off of that preconceived, conditioned morality, distaste for the thought, the audacity that a black feminized man is not quite a man. It's bullshit. It's what's not You know, there are more warriors and heels and skirts than we allow to worship, and yet many of our forefathers have held that moral standard in public, but yet have at least been, as of late, known for their alternative sexual nature. And in most cases, what we find is that most of them have been more steadfast in making sure that we all got to where we're at right now, in lieu of their sexuality. In some cases, you would say that some of our more sexually advanced people of color have been more of a crusader for the freedom for all these people, including the ones that turn their nose at them of their own race. And for that reason, I think that we as black men should learn how to be better fathers to our race, better men to our men, better partners and friends to our women, and better citizens to our country, and not let anyone continue to convince you that you can't do and can't be better than we have been, because we don't have to ask you for anything. They need us more than we need them. And yet, here we are, stuck, going into a new day and a new era. And for that reason, maybe now we can sit back and think about that big elephant in the room, the big pink one. You better work. Work it, girl. Happy Father's Day. All black men matter.